Exiled Baloch leaders and activists gathered in Berlin city of Germany to voice their concern against the under-construction multi-billion-dollar China-Pakistan economic corridor. The event, titled China's One Belt, One Road Initiative, Its Adverse Impact on Balochistan and the Region, was organized by the European branch of Baloch National Movement, a Baloch nationalist political group.
We understand that Pakistan has a single policy and they are single-minded on this issue, that the only solution to Balochistan's conflict or political rights is through the barrel of the gun. So that's the reason from 1948 until now, the only response from Pakistan to our demands was military operations and human rights violations. So we do not consider that Pakistan is going to consider our voice, our demands, but we want to highlight it to bring the international community in to play their international role, because Balochistan is very important regionally, and peace in Balochistan and Balochistan's independence will bring peace in the world and the region.
The Pakistan and China both together, so they started massacre and they have destroyed many houses and they killed many Baloch, whatever the route, which is like they're making a route for the economic corridor, and during that making those route, whatever comes like houses and near those areas, so they're destroying the all things, and you can say it's a genocide.
The event, attended by experts, analysts, journalists, economists and policy makers, also discussed the impact of economic corridor in the region. People in Balochistan, Pakistan's resource-rich province, are opposing CPEC, which runs mostly through the region. Balochistan is in the throes of a popular movement for self-determination that is gathering intensity. Balochis fear that if CPEC gets implemented in Balochistan, there will be a massive inflow of migrants from different areas of Pakistan, which will change the demography of Balochistan and reduce the Baloch people to a permanent minority in their historic homeland.
To China and Pakistan, the message is very clear. People of Balochistan demand to get out of Balochistan. Balochistan is not part of Pakistan, and Pakistan has no right to sign any agreements with China that has anything to do with Balochistan. So we want them out.
Chinese footprints are on the increase in Pakistan, and inroads into Balochistan are becoming increasingly visible. China came up with its One Belt, One Road initiative in 2013, and during the last 4 years it has displayed its willingness to follow through its plans. The initiative involves investment of about $4 trillion or more, as it is in ever-expanding mode, and more countries are joining it in the hope of reaping trade and commercial dividends out of massive infrastructure being built around Asia, Europe and Africa to facilitate flow of goods and services. The project seeks to enable a 21st century Silk Route comprising both overland and maritime access routes to installation of new as well as upgradation of existing transport and communication infrastructure in countries hoping to reap the dividends.
The OBOR is now being renamed as Belt and Road Initiative to overcome the limitations of the earlier nomenclature One Belt, One Road, because it is expected to involve many roads and many belts. We are now joined by Hamal Haider, Foreign Secretary of Baloch National Movement, who has been fighting against the Pakistan's atrocities for years. Mr. Hamal, what is the idea behind organizing this conference here in Germany?
China is quite aggressive in its One Belt, One Road policy. It's not taking care of the human rights violation that Pakistan is committing in Balochistan. So, which means that China is very aggressive. But the problem is the Western countries, especially the European countries, are reluctant to say anything. The purpose of this conference here is to raise awareness, to engage the good people of the European countries, to raise voices against China's aggressive policy in Balochistan, and overall the region, which is, I mean, the CPEC and the OBOR initiative is actually impacting the regional ecology. So this is high time that we work together shoulder to shoulder to stop China to further its military ambitions.
Well, what according to you is going to be the impact of CPEC on Balochistan, as Pakistan claims that it is going to bring economic prosperity in the region?
Pakistan is a rogue state. It always lies. And some 15 years ago, when I started politics, I was young, Pakistan said the same thing. The Pakistani establishment, the Pakistani media has been saying that there are only Baloch people, a handful of people, but still the movement is going on. Thousands of people have been abducted, thousands have been killed so far, but still the movement is there. People are fighting, people are raising their voice against Pakistan's satanic policy in Balochistan. So, I mean, we are representing Balochistan here. There are thousands of our activists active in the European countries and Gulf countries. So back in Balochistan, every single Baloch is with our movement. And Pakistan lies when it says that there is no movement or a handful of people.
What kind of support do you seek from the international community by organizing this conference in Germany?
So it is increasing by every day. I mean, you see the people, the corpses thrown in the wilderness, and you see people are being abducted every day. It's a common practice. So situation is worse, and people are getting a worse treatment by the Pakistani security forces. Even houses are being burned, and the houses of political activists are being burned and razed. So the situation is quite appalling, and Pakistan, I mean, taking advantage of the world silence, Pakistan is killing Baloch people. It's actually butchering Baloch.